Hello and welcome to another Nickjitsu guitar lesson. Today I'm going to be looking at a scale that you know very well, the Pentatonic scale.
Oh, what are you talking about?
What do you mean you don't know it? Okay, you probably know it better as the Pentatonic scale. And there's lots we can do with pentatonics. So you can go up, you can go down. There you go. Thank you very much. Good night. Okay then, let me give you a few tips on how to memorise the anhemitonic, pentatonic and the positions all the way around the fretboard. You don't want to say that after a few sherbets, do you? And hemitonic means no semitones.
I knew that.
So the pentatonic scale has no semitones. It's a minor third, and then a tone, and then a minor third again, and then tone, back to the start. A major scale has semitones, so that is hemitonic, I do believe. If you knew ancient Greek, you'd know that. And on the subject of ancient Greek, pentatonic, penta means 5, and tonic means note. So there you go.
Ow.
Anyway, the pentatonic scale is used pretty much by everybody. You know, everybody from Eric Clapton, Eric Johnson, Eric Gales, Eric Idle, Eric Morecambe, Bonnie Raitt. Actually, Bonnie is the Scottish pronunciation of Eric. So there you go. It all fits together. It's an ancient scale that's been used for about 50,000 to 60,000 years, all the clever history boffins reckon. So, you know, all the cavemen were playing Eric Hendricks way back in the day. You know, history doesn't lie. I could be wrong here, but, and I'm never wrong, guitarists tend to think of the minor pentatonic as being shape 1, as being the beginning of all the pentatonics. And it tends to be the central hub of whenever anybody does a guitar solo or riff or whatever. Shape number 1, we're going to do it in A, just to make it nice and simple. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. There you go, the famous minor pentatonic scale. And you can stop there if you want. No, don't stop there. There's loads more to learn. But that's the one that most people use. If we take the second note of that, however, which is C, and play the same notes, we get a C major pentatonic. But we don't want to play it in the same position. We want to expand our knowledge of the fretboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the C, put it there, and we're going to play the same notes, C, D, E, G, A, C. But we're just going to play it in a different hand position. 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. You might recognise the beginning of that. There you go. Perfect. Oh, hang on. I didn't put on the accent compensator and the auto-tune. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the second note of the second shape and we're going to form a new scale shape now. So all we're going to be playing is we're going to be playing the same notes. We're going to be playing a D, E, G, A, C, D. Back to D again. So same notes as we played down here, we're just starting in a different place. So it's 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 13, 10, 12. Shape number 3, if you play it like this, if you pick right next to the note, and put a little bit of silly vibrato and lots of reverb and stuff on it, then you end up with a kind of Chinese sounding melody. And that's pretty much how you play a lot of Chinese folk music. You can get a job in a wee restaurant, but if you get paid, I get 10% because I showed you the technique. Incidentally, the Chinese have a name for each note of the pentatonic. You've got gong, shang, ju, zi, yu, I do believe. And we have the same in Scottish. In Scottish, you've got moose, loose, about, this, hoose for each note of the pentatonic. Who'd have thought that the Chinese and the Scots cultures were exactly the same? Now we're into shape number 4. And shape number 4 is probably the second most common pentatonic shape you're going to use as a guitar player. Again, from shape number 3, you take the second note of shape number 3 and use the same notes. Like that. And what you're playing here, we're still staying in the key of A, is you're going to play the 12th fret, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15. And the reason that's so popular is probably because if you play an A minor, how many different A minor chords do you know? Do you know all 5? So most popular ones are the E shape and the A shape, if I play the A shape up here. And therefore the 2 pentatonics that sit over the top of these 2 chords, shape number 1 most popular, and shape number 4. Number 2 most popular. So we can keep going up. Take the second note of shape number 4, and that's the first note of shape number 5. And number 5, let's go down the octave actually. Number 5 would be fret 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. You can see it's almost mirror-like because it gets to the middle and then it's just a mirror image of itself. So it's quite easy to remember. So there you go, that's all 5 shapes. You've got shape 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, and 5. There you go. So how do you remember all 5 shapes? How do we make it nice and easy? There's a few different ways we can do this, but I'm going to show you one quick way to do it. And that's, if you take the central hub, our little friend, shape number 1, starts on A. What we need to know is we need to know another A to start on. So let's use the A on the A string at the 12th fret. And you can see that the intervals that we've got, even if you don't know the names of the intervals, you've got 1, 2, 3 frets up, and then you've got, you're on the next string, it's 2 frets up, 2 frets up, like that. So you're always playing on this line when you're playing in shape 1. So you do the same here, you go 3 frets up, 2 frets up, 2 frets up. Now normally, you could stay on the same line here, but whenever you cross over to the B string, remember and go up a fret. So again, you use that, and then you're using the same notes, so the intervals are the same. And the distance between the notes, fret-wise, is the same. And whatever you've got on the top string, you've always got on the bottom string as well. Because that's E, same 2 notes, E and G, E and G. So we end up with shape number 4. Like that. So we now know the pentatonic in 2 positions. Now, if we take the full shape of number 4, you notice how we're starting on an E. So we just want to find another E and do the same thing. We've got 2 of these minor thirds, or 2 3 frets apart, and then you've got the little tunnel of notes that are 2 frets apart. So you start on E with the 2 minor thirds, and then little tunnel of notes. Remember and go up with upper fret on the B string. Easy. And then what have you got on the top? Same as you got on the bottom. Like that. And you just keep doing that. So we started on C here for that shape, that whole shape. So we find another C and do the same intervals. Whatever's on the top, it's on the bottom. There you go. And that's pretty much, you learned all the shapes. If we take that, that's G. There's G. Same thing again. We've got a little group of 4 notes there. Just remember and go up a fret on the B string. So that's you covered the whole fretboard, all 5 shapes, by doing just whatever the root note is, play it in another position. whatever the root note of that shape is, play it in another position. We're only really using the E and the A strings like that. So another way to memorise the pentatonics is if you take shape number 1 and we analyse it a little bit, we've got that kind of minor third, then we've got a group of 6 notes together, and then a group of 4 notes. Now this relationship never changes, it's always the 6 notes followed by the 4. What do you think happens after the 4 notes? What follows that? Correct, it's the 6 notes again, because that note on the top 2 strings, sorry, those notes on the top 2 strings, the A and C, are on the bottom strings, and you're back to the 6 again. So it's a cycle that goes round and round. This is how I learned the modes in about 10 minutes by recognising the patterns. And I'll do a video on the modes at some point. So all you need to do is work out where your group of 6 or your group of 4 is anywhere on the fretboard. And you can do that by learning the names of the notes, short chord, or you can do it by just knowing where the group of 6 is in any given position. Always remember though that you're going up a fret on the B string. So let's look at that a little bit. If we take this group of 6 notes here, this is starting on the note of D. Let's take a nice easy D like that on the bottom string. So look, this is shape number 3. We're actually starting with the group of 6. What's after the group of 6? Correct, the group of 4. Now remember, you're going to go up a string when you cross over the B, sorry, up a fret when you cross over the B string. And then you're back to the start. Whatever's on the bottom is on the top. Like that. So we've now just worked out where that shape number 3 is. If we work it out from where the group of 4 is, let's take the group of 4 at the start. Right here. There's our group of 4. What's after the group of 4? The group of 6. And then back to the group of 4 again. Like that. I'll auto-tune that. That'll sound wonderful. Another way that you can use the group of 4, group of 6 approach is to take a group of 4. Let's use the let's keep it all in the E string. So we've got starting on E. That's the group of 4 from shape number 4. And all you're going to do is play that up an octave. That starts on E, so you find the E octave. And that's on the 14th fret of the D string. And then you find the octave again, which will be on the 17th fret of the B string. You've got a lick right there in 3 octaves. Like that. But you've also got the beginnings of, what shape is that in the middle of? That's shape number 5. And these 2 at the top, you recognise them? Yep, that's shape number 1. But we're playing right up the dusty end now. Now, how do you practice them? How do you get them under your fingers so that you know them inside out and backwards? Well, I would put on a backing track, always practice along with a backing track, or, you know, get a friend or something to sit there continuously playing an A minor or whatever chord that you want to practice over. And what you'd actually do is you play noodle about in shape number 1. By noodling, I don't mean going because there aren't any tunes that do that. Tunes, melodies kind of go up and down and round and back to front and all that kind of thing. So what you do is you go up and down and back to front. You practice little exercises. Anything like that to get your fingers moving within that shape. Then what you do over your backing track, you start trying to incorporate the next shape up. So in that case, I went up shape 1, and then choose a particular string that you want to switch on, and then you switch into the next scale shape. Guess what you do after that? You can either go up again, which, yeah, you can do. I would get familiar with at least 2 shapes together first, and then before going into the next one. But you're in shape number 2, and you go into shape number 1. And you continue that shape number 2 into 3, 3 into 4, etc., etc. And don't forget poor old shape number 5. We like shape number 5. So as you can see, pentatonics are quite important. They're permeated all the way through music, all the way through time, really. You know, going back to Pythagoras, who was doing a study on how the pentatonic related to the 5 planets of the solar system. Quite a clever chap. He also, you know, revolutionised the shape of cheese. Cheese at that time was either round or square, and he invented the triangle and allowed triangular cheese, which Dairylea took him up on. I think he made a lot of money at that. He was quite good at mathematics as well. Everything revolved around the number 5. Indeed, 5 was meant to be the number of man, because you had a head, 2 arms and 2 legs, like Etruvian man by that guy Etruvian.
And what's the number of women?
The number of women. Nobody knows. Anytime I've asked a woman for her number, she doesn't give me it. So I hope you enjoyed that little frolic into the world of hemitonic, and hemini. It's an it's an and hemitonic pentatonics. I've had to practice saying that quite a bit. It's quite fascinating when you take a simple scale and you start stretching it and doing all kinds of things with it. And I'm going to explore that more in other videos. So hit the thing with the what's it and the doodah and the thing, and check out my album. I've got an album out called Hyperreal on Bandcamp. I'll put in links in the description and all that kind of thing. And yeah, see what you think of that. I play a pentatonic scale in that. Woohoo! So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers! And hemitonic, and hemitonic, and hemitonic, and hemitonic, and hemitonic, and hemitonic, and hemitonic. Excellent. I can still speak English. Good.